All right. We need to stop stalling because looks like we're off. Welcome everybody to another race in the Metroid Zero Mission 100% tournament. Today we have the losers bracket match between LordAlu and JaySee. So once this race finishes, one of them is moving on, another one is going home. Well, they're already home, I'm sure, but this race is going to start out pretty much like any other Zero mission. They're going to get the morph ball, and then they're going to move on over, get missiles and the bombs. What you're going to be seeing here in Brinstar. Brinstar is one of those things where there's not much going on with items, but it's deceptively tricky. There's a lot of really fine movement tricks you'll be seeing that they lose you a little bit of time if you screw them up, so it adds up pretty quickly. Especially you'll see like in the upcoming climb, or that even just falling down the following shaft.
Yeah, perfectly timed wall jumps will help you skip some of the platforms, but some of them might be more difficult than others.
And you'll also see that both of them will be, hopefully, ideally, trying to stay at 99 health, because after they get the missiles, they want the game to give them missile drops. And if you're at full health, you have a substantially higher chance of getting them, and you definitely need those for the dreaded hive room, which comes up here in a few minutes.
Hopefully they'll have 4 or 5 missiles entering the hive room.
LordAlu picks up the missiles already, and JaySee will be picking up here in a moment as they move on to the charge beam worm. Is there actually a name for that boss? Because I always knew it as that one stupid worm. And LordAlu goes for the double missile, which is if you manage to get 2 missiles into its eye on the same frame, it counts as 2 hits.
I think it's called the king worm.
Oh, alright. Well, LordAlu gets the spike pattern. Actually, JaySee also gets the spike pattern. It's a little bit slower, but in a race it's handy because that means they have more chance for drops. And so LordAlu has very good missiles, full health, full missiles going into hive room, and that's exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, it means he has room for a mistake in the unfortunate circumstance.
The thing about hive room is if you're going with 4 missiles, you have exact number of missiles. I mean, you literally...
Because each thing takes 3 missiles to kill.
Yep, 3 missiles, 2 shots, and those bugs still have a way of getting in front of your missiles sometimes. So let's see how the hive room goes for both of them. You'll see him jumping down to try to get as many bees away from it as possible, because otherwise they just love to block your shots, and then you just have a bad time. Oh, LordAlu has a very clean hive room. Doesn't have any extra falls. Oh, JaySee takes a bit of a fall, but he took out the hive, so he's only going to lose a few seconds from that.
But now both players are going to make their way to the bombs, after which their routes may divert. I'm not exactly sure whether either of them choose to go for early or late Brinstar.
I'm not 100% certain either, but if memory serves, I think they both tend to take late Brinstar. Early Brinstar has some very tricky bomb jumps involved in it. Well, it makes Kraid easier because you have more ammo and health. You can lose time if you don't do the execution just right. Oh, and JaySee takes a fall in the shaft climbing up to the bombs. But we'll find out what route they take here in a moment. LordAlu is going to be hopefully not getting trolled by the bugs, leaving the bomb chambers here.
LordAlu has a nice chamber with the bugs.
Yep, no troll bugs for him. And it looks like he's going to be doing late Brinstar cleanup.
Now let's see how JaySee does with the bugs.
Yeah, we most likely see late Brinstar cleanup for most, except the people near the top of the charts, because they are so consistent they can get away with it. But in a race setting, late Brinstar cleanup is a lot safer and a lot more consistent generally.
That's true, and even with perfect early Brinstar, you only save about a second or 2.
Probably having a little bit of trouble setting up the bomb to get that missile tank.
JaySee taking a dip in the lava.
Yeah, so you're seeing here that they're still moving along pretty well, but you're seeing a lot of little minor movement errors, and that's what I was talking about. Brindstar is deceptively challenging just because in order to get it super clean is a lot harder than you think, and you lose a lot of time with a lot of little mistakes. There are no particularly enormous tricks they need to worry about just yet. There's also we're going to see this route separate from the any percent route. Any percent, you'd see them both go straight down to Ridley and fight Ridley first because super missiles may create an absolute joke. But in 100%, we're going to go ahead and do Kraid first because Kraid gives the speed booster, which means that we can do a lot of item cleanup in Norfair early instead of having to do it much later on after we get the full-powered suit.
It also prevents us from having to return to Ridley again.
Yes, because going to Ridley is extremely out of the way. And the music's not very good either. We don't want to have to listen to it more than we have to.
So now, outside of the any percent route, we will go fight Acid Worm, who can sometimes be a little trolly. Yeah.
It's now the funny thing is, funnily enough, you can actually skip Acid Worm in 100%. It's technically a little tiny bit faster, but it just involves a very, very challenging horizontal bomb jump. So I think aside from Mandatobi, who is an absolute madman, and no one's actually attempted it in the race in this tournament yet. So yeah, they're probably just going to go fight Acid Worm now. This is also where you're going to see that missile management becomes really important here, because Acid Worm takes 30 missiles to kill. So LordAlu is doing all right on missiles right now, but if JaySee doesn't get more missiles, otherwise JaySee is going to need to farm missiles off the bugs before he goes fight Acid Worm.
And even outside of Acid Worm, missiles, it's important to save them because you'll need them for the giant side hoppers following shortly after.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You're also hoping for good missile drops off of the Acid Worm because you want to have around 10 after you finish him off, because you pick up 2 missile tanks on the way to the side hopper room, which gives you 20, and then you're golden. LordAlu getting those wall jumps, very nice. And here we go. He's farming a couple missiles.
The double farm.
Give himself a little bit of a buffer, which is perfectly reasonable because it is surprisingly easy to be a little bit to the left or the right when you're shooting Acid Worm and have a couple missiles tink up. That's all it takes to slow you down. We're looking for 2 cycles here. Let's see if he can pull it off.
Placed well for the first cycle.
That was good first cycle. Let's see if he can do it. Oh, he gets the lava rise. Not much you can do about that except just sit there and watch the seconds tick off.
Well, I believe the lava rise occurs if you jump out of the lava too quickly.
I don't know about that. I also thought it was random, but let's see if he can pull it off. And he still manages to get it reasonably fast, salvage that, and he has 11 missiles, so he's in great shape for missiles.
So we will not have to do any farming on the way out.
Yeah. And also, I think we almost forgot to mention, you also saw earlier in the room, a couple of rooms ago, they did a diagonal bomb jump. That's one of the other more interesting bomb tricks you'll be seeing here. You have to do it twice in Kraid to get through it, and that was the first one. They both got it really cleanly.
The second one is I think I consider it to be slightly more difficult because you're doing it on a disappearing block, so if you mess it up, you have to wait longer.
Yeah, you definitely have to wait longer between the attempts, but I'd say the first one is more difficult just because you also have the bugs flying at you. See, it's both different, challenging.
So I guess the first one's harder, but the second one is more punishing.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Well said, well said. Uh-oh, JaySee's low on missiles. Ooh, 2 missiles to spare, and he does not get good drops. So he's gonna have to stop and farm for missiles on the way over to the side hopper room. Those giant side hoppers take 10 missiles apiece, and they hit hard. You do not want to get bodied by those guys. LordAlu getting that diagonal bomb jump, easy every time.
It's free.
Absolutely. And here they are going through the room where you would normally do Acid Worm skip, but they decide to fight the Acid Worm, so no skipping today. Me personally, I'd rather skip them every time if I could help it, but
LordAlu now has to deal with the giant side hoppers.
And does them no problem. Exact number of missiles for the second one, too. Let's even get some missile drops here. Makes it a little bit easier to deal with the... Ooh, pretty weak on missile drops. You don't need them for the most boring room in the game, but it definitely helps to have more than a couple.
They will refill when they collect the space jump, so they will have enough for Kraid.
Yeah. And Kraid is literally the only reason we take that refill, because otherwise, goodness gracious. Yeah, despite the fact that I mentioned earlier, Kraid is actually a very easy boss at 80%. 100%, he actually is one of the harder bosses. Just because you have to get 15 missiles into his mouth, and he has an annoying way of just blocking them with everything imaginable. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Let's see if JC gets...
Very few runners can successfully pull off a good Kraid fight.
Yeah, it's difficult, and JC's having some trouble with the diagonal bomb jump. Oh my goodness, looks like he's dropping that second bomb a little bit too late. Come on, JC, I believe in you. You can do this. Yeah, and this is what Whale was talking about. It's definitely more punishing to miss this one because you blow out those blocks under. You have to wait for them to reform.
LordAlu now picking up the space jump.
And he'll be taking the refill here. We didn't see him go for the refill glitch, which is very difficult without the ball jump ability.
I don't think we've seen the refill glitch pulled off all tournament.
I want to say that I saw it in an earlier race like a week or two ago, but I can't remember which one it was. Alright, you see LordAlu pulling off these diagonal shots. These are actually surprisingly tight. You have to shoot the first missile earlier than you think, and the second one at the right timing, because the thing about shooting missiles in Zero Mission is that the timing is very precise. You can't just mash the button, because that actually makes you shoot them more slowly.
LordAlu with
you have to actually...
Nice 3-frame landing.
Yes, that's actually a surprisingly tight shot to manage to land on that platform. Here we go, let's see how his Kraid goes.
Not too terrible.
Smooth Kraid, didn't take a fall, didn't knock out that platform.
The optimal Kraid would be a 2-cycle, but 3-cycle is more common.
Yeah. Yeah, what you really just want to avoid with Kraid is you don't want to get knocked down, and once he turns red, he actually breaks that platform you stand on, and which point it becomes a lot harder to beat him efficiently. Alright, and JC moving forward into the most boring room in the game, so we'll be at Kraid here in a moment as well. Meanwhile, LordAlu can finally start going fast. We have a speedrun, boys.
LordAlu will now be making his way out of Kraid, while collecting an E-tank on his way out.
Demonstrating the ability that is so important and so obnoxious to get right later on, the Shine Spark. You'll be seeing a lot of those, and we will be seeing some really interesting ones and challenging ones. Doesn't quite get that missile shot off to break that block. That's okay, he's doing more than 1k on missiles, and he is got a healthy lead right now. There's still a lot of race to go. Doesn't quite get that sub-pixel shot, though. I think we've only seen one of those. That one's extremely difficult.
JC picking up the refill.
Alright, LordAlu takes a break, have some water, eat some popcorn, and just enjoy the cutscene. Ooh, JC doing the JBJ strats to get up there. A little bit of swag points. A little bit of trouble getting through those side hoppers. It manages to make it through. Now let's see if we can get that 4-frame window and land on the platform. Oh. Pops the bomb jump back up, which is a very good backup strat. LordAlu is going to be picking up a 2 energy tanks and 2 missile tanks, an energy tank, and the charge beam on his way down to Norfair. Some folks like to take it before they go down into Kraid, but it's actually a tiniest bit faster to grab it afterwards, so that's what most runners opt to do, since health in Kraid is not generally a concern, it's not nearly as much as missiles are. Alright, JC giving Kraid the business. Now he too is getting the ability to go fast.
So LordAlu's picking up the charge beam. He's about to enter Norfair.
Yeah, charge beam is a bit of a tragedy, though. If anyone who played Fusion can tell you the charge beam is your best friend in Fusion. It is so good. In this game, it is hot garbage. is useful for pseudo screw attack and maybe one or two other spots, but for the most part in this game you'll be relying most heavily on your missiles.
Pseudo screw attack comes in handy for the fiery rooms, though.
Yeah, you can definitely you don't have to stop and worry about freezing things or missiling things. You can just kind of pseudo screw attack and get them more quickly. JaySee demonstrating that nice missile shot to escape from Kraid there. Getting controlled by that slug though.
LordAlu is now going to make his way to Criteria, where he will pick up the next unknown item, as well as the nice trick to gain early access to the super missiles, as well as picking up the required power grip.
Fortunately, JaySee takes a fall in that final energy tank in Kraid room and has to jump back out to get it. Cost him a few seconds there. He's still in no danger of dying at the moment, but he's definitely can't afford to be losing time right now. LordAlu's having a pretty clean run. Oh.
You haven't gotten to any of the massive time saves yet, or time losses, I should say.
Yeah, we're coming up on, like you mentioned, the early super missiles and Criteria. We're coming up on them here. And it's not a terribly difficult Shine Spark, but if you drop a wall jump or if you Shine Spark a little bit too low, you have to go back and you can lose time here, so this is one you definitely don't want to be missing.
It is a fairly big time loss if you mess it up a few times.
Alright, opting for double bombs instead of the JBJ to get out of there. I guess the first Shine Spark lines up for the second, and that looks good. He should be set for those supers. Nice.
Now he will make his way over to the power grip.
Yes, because apparently Samus needs a power-up in order to know how to grab ledges. Power grip in and of itself is something it's pretty useful, but you also have another little trick that could save some time, because to escape this large shaft fell through, optimal route is to bomb jump your way back out, which is exactly what it sounds like. But if you drop the bomb jumps, then you have to wall jump up the left wall and then wait for the platforms to form, but LordAlu looks like he's having no trouble with those bomb jumps. Double bomb jumping all the way up.
Bomb jumping is free.
Single bomb jumping is free. Double bomb jumping takes a little bit of getting used to.
But now we'll see LordAlu making his way back into Norfair, trying to start heading his way to Ridley.
Yep, but he's going to go pick up the Ice Beam first. At least you can generally assume that, because on the old route, Ice Beam was something that used to get later, but then because of a very useful clip in Ridley, the newer route gets Ice Beam now. And we'll talk about that clip when we get there, but that's where they're going to be heading first.
Ice Beam is required to kill the Metroids, since we don't have access to power bombs.
Yeah. Despite this game being a bit more open-ended and generous with what you can sequence break than Fusion, you still can't get those power bombs until much later. I mean, there is the famous first early power bomb tank that you can theoretically get early, but it's impossible to get it and then live because it's in a heated room. It's kind of weird. There's some very strange things about this game. LordAlu is just tearing through it. He's one room away from that Ice Beam.
And then he'll have to make his way up to the fiery rooms.
Yeah. Now you have JaySee coming up on the unknown item, and then his own attempt at those early supers.
So let's see how LordAlu's wall jumping is.
Yeah, we're coming up on probably the first slightly tricky sequence of wall jumps in the game, because the Ripper patterns, if they're unfavorable like LordAlu got there, can be a bit rough, and then we got a couple more in the next room, because the game wants you to use the Ice Beam, obviously, but climbing on Ice Beam enemies, slow. We gotta go fast. We're speedrunners, so wall jumps for days, and JaySee, drops the wall jump. Gets the backup, though, and salvages it. Nicely done, JaySee. And that looks good. He should be all set for those supers. And meanwhile, LordAlu entering into the first of the heated rooms. That's one of the things about 100%. because the game actually gives you the various suit later, we just don't take the time to go and get it, which unfortunately means these heated rooms that we can't avoid, got to go through them and take the hits. So we're going to be taking. So usually runners will take a forced refill at a high jump, or sometimes if they're feeling good about their health, they'll take it at screw attack, which is technically a bit faster, but also a bit riskier.
If you do go for early Brinstar, it's actually possible to skip both of them entirely.
Yes, that's very true, but it's also, like I said, early Brinstar is definitely a higher level strat, and JaySee unfortunately dropping the bomb jumps.
And dropping the wall jumps too.
Oh goodness. Alright, let's see if LordAlu can avoid the John strats. Man, those charge beam strats are really working for him.
Charge beam has a wider range, so it sometimes works a little better.
The way it was explained to me was that it's supposedly easier because rolling your thumb from releasing B to pressing A is a little bit easier than pressing one then the other quickly. And now LordAlu gets high jump and ball jump before heading into one of the longer sequences of heated rooms.
He's going to take the high jump heal rather than the screw attack heal.
Yeah, in the race, there's really no reason not to play it safe. Unless you're playing, unless you're, say, Eagle, he just does whatever he wants and pulls it off because that's what he does. All right, here he comes. The most challenging part for new runners here is the bomb jump in the heated room, because you drop this bomb jump a few times, and you have to take an extra refill, and you have to deal with this giant side hopper here. And like I said, they hurt.
Sometimes that giant side hopper can jump, and there's pretty much nothing you can do about taking a hit.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Between the giant side hopper and these rocket rippers in this room, the rocket rippers do 30 damage, and they're pretty hard to dodge. So it's easy to take a lot of damage on your way to screw attack. But LordAlu gets through nice and clean, and JaySee is almost at ice beam, so still moving along. Don't count him out yet.
There are still quite a few tricks, specifically in Ridley, that can lose you a lot of time.
Oh yes, there's still plenty of tricks, and there's a lot of race left. JaySee getting the better ripper pattern, but unfortunately bonking on one of those rippers on the way
LordAlu with the raw strats.
Alright, and LordAlu's actually coming up on the most dangerous heated room here. His health's a bit close, but he should be fine. This room actually this is the room where you're going to be spending the most time without a chance to heal. And it's very easy to accidentally take a dip in the lava or get knocked in by those fire enemies.
The screw attack definitely helps, though, to prevent damage from the enemies themselves.
Yeah, this is the reason why a lot of people prefer to take that heal at screw attack, because look, he got out of there with less than 100 health. One little accidental spill in there, and you're coming out of there on the verge of death. So that one's definitely the tighter one. At this point, there's only really one other heated room he has to worry about, and that one takes about almost exactly 45 energy to go through. So unless he just starts bonking on enemies, he should be fine here.
He also has the drops from the giant side hopper.
Yeah, because the screw attack makes the giant side hopper a joke. Meanwhile, JaySee doing the sideways shine spark, gonna be getting those supers, and then he gets to try to avoid the John strats. Let's see how he does. Alright, so far so good. Let's see if he can sit up to that shine spark just right. Oh no! JaySee, no! That's what I did earlier. Don't do what I did, please.
Time loss.
Yeah, thankfully JaySee's got a good amount of health, so he's in no danger of dying. He can afford to. Oh, and he gets in the second try.
Let's see if LordAlu gets the one cycle.
Doesn't quite get the one cycle, but he manages to kill the worm, so he's in good shape. And it's important to note those missiles we refer to as the John missiles in that room. Missing them isn't horrible, but the fact is you miss them, you have to come back later on during cleanup, and it costs you, I want to say, about 30 to 40 seconds to get them. So it's a detour that you'd like to avoid.
So JaySee finally picks up a high jump and is going to go for the heal here.
Alright, LordAlu's coming up on Imago Cocoon. A relatively predictable boss, but still one that sometimes gives folks trouble. Because you have to do some tight missile shots and wall jumps in order to blow up those vines. 3 vines on each side, 3 missiles apiece. Doesn't quite get the optimal strat, but gets a nice backup. So high jump makes this boss a lot easier. Alright.
Struggling there at the end, though.
Ooh, JaySee going for the diagonal bomb jump in the heated room. Took a bit longer, but I give him plus 20 style points for that. Diagonal bomb jumps are not easy. Opting to super missile the giant side hopper.
So now LordAlu's entering Ridley, but he will be leaving immediately.
Yeah, because Imago, not done with us yet. We're not done with him. We'll give him the what for. Just give him a little bit. And JaySee is probably going to be taking the refill here, because his energy health's a little bit lower, and he'd like... Oh, he's going for the trick? Ah. After the refill glitch, didn't quite get it. It's a very tight trick.
If you do get the refill trick, then the refill will begin while you are collecting the item.
Now, talk a little about Imago here. LordAlu is going to set up for a trick where he stands in a particular spot and uses an audio cue to get 4 supers into him, and then finish him off, hopefully, before he flies back to the left. Because otherwise you have to... There we go, nails it. Because if he flies back to the left, then you have to wait for him to fly back to the right and back to the left again, and that's just a lot of time wasted.
Now let's see if LordAlu is able to pull off the fairly difficult Imago Spark.
Yes, very tight trick. And... Got the... I think he might not have enough time. Nope.
Little
Didn't charge long enough. It's a very tight window. On the plus side, that means he's going to... He gets super drops there, because unlike any percent, you don't take a refill in Ridley. But you need a lot of supers.
So you're hoping for super fiery
drops.
room?
Yep. He took the refill though, so he should be totally okay on health, and he's making short work of that room. Meanwhile, LordAlu is getting up on the ice cloak. Remember we talked about the ice beam? The enemy you just killed? That's the setup. You have to kill that enemy, you have to pick up its pickup, and then you have to freeze these enemies so that 2 of them are in the same spot, just like that. Drop the bomb, and the game just flips out a little bit. Doesn't know what to do.
You need to make sure to be in crouching position after dropping the bomb, though.
Yeah. Setup is very particular, but then it just teleports you through the floor. Now the first of the missile puzzle rings.
Nice though.
Oh no, yeah. Once you have the setup down, it's actually really easy to get it consistently. All right, LordAlu nailing that first missile puzzle room, but there are 2 more left. Well, actually no, there are 3 more left, and the 2 coming up are definitely the more challenging ones. Is he going to go for the diagonal shine spark?
Many runs have been lost.
Oh no! He goes for the diagonal shine spark, which is faster than going straight up, but he misses it. So now he has to waste the time of getting it again. Meanwhile, JaySee tearing through the last of that little short heated room before going to deal with the worms, then Imago himself.
Now let's see if JaySee gets the 1 second.
Doesn't quite get it. Oh no! Now he has to push him back. Unfortunate. Not a huge time loss, but definitely something you want to avoid.
We have a short Shine Spark chain that LordAlu is going to do to be able to get access to the second puzzle room.
Yeah. Well, let's see if he tries to go for the fancy diagonal Shine Spark again. He dropped the one before, but let's see if he tries it this time.
I think this diagonal is actually slightly easier than the other one.
I honestly couldn't tell you, but I've heard that it's a lot more challenging than it looks as well. All right, this room, he's got to beat the collapsing floor, so it's not super difficult, but it's very easy to accidentally fall and have to reset the room. Gets it, no problem. And JaySee is having a little bit of trouble with those wall jumps again, but otherwise, Imago Cocoon is going to be biting the dust here in a moment. And LordAlu coming up on the genuinely challenging puzzle room here.
4 frames, I think you have for this jump.
Yes. Gets it first try like it's nothing. Yes, you're absolutely right. There's 2 blocks. One of them has a missile block in the middle, and then you have to jump in a 4-frame window. Otherwise, you have to reset the room. Well, that one can be costly to miss. But LordAlu does it like it's nothing. All right, not much left in Ridley now.
JC is just about to go fight Imago.
Yeah, let's hope we can get that one cycle as well. That'd be ideal. Alright, LordAlu is coming up on another one of the popular choke points as well. But first, let's see what JC does with Imago. Oh no, he takes a hit. That's probably gonna stop him getting the one.
That's gonna slow him down quite a bit.
I think he hit with all the supers though, so he's not gonna lose a lot of time. LordAlu taking safety strats in the famous pillar room.
I am terrible to pillar room myself.
Oh, getting that bonus super drop there.
Now let's see if JC gets Imago Spark.
You can do it, JC. Oh, I think it took
A little slow.
Yeah. Alright, and then we're in the last missile puzzle room of Ridley here. See if he can avoid having it nice. Now is he gonna get the swag bomb jump back up? No, he's gonna have to take the bomb launcher, the ball launcher. Oh no, JC takes a fall getting the energy tank. And he
when he runs into the
by
enemy.
Balls. Oh. That's a surprisingly tight jump. It's one of those you have like 4 blocks to run on and then jump, but if you miss it, then this happens, and oh no. Oh no, JC.
He's really struggling with this bomb jump. LordAlu at Ridley. He's got plenty of super missiles, so Ridley will get melted pretty quickly.
Yeah, 9 is what you want to see. That's the most you can reasonably have going to Ridley, because you need 1 to open the door, and then you'll have 9, because 10 is the max right now.
Ross has successfully had 10 yesterday against Ridley, and Ridley died extremely fast.
Ross does things that defy logic, though, so I wouldn't count that as a normal thing. And he's dead.
JC messing up the strats for the clip.
Oh no. Yeah.
And now LordAlu is going to make his way back to Brinstar for Brinstar cleanup before entering Torian for Casino Percent.
Oh no, LordAlu gets no super drops off of Ridley, though. You want to get super drops here, because again, we're not taking any more refills before Turian, and you want to have supers that you can dispatch the Metroids as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, JC doing that puzzle room like it's nothing. Very clean.
He does get a
room.
few from his speed booster though.
Yeah.
And the owls have an extremely high chance of dropping super missiles. So on his way out of Ridley, he'll have 3 more chances.
Yeah. JC just stopping to take the... Oh no! JC! Getting the Ridley map. Oh no.
He does have a chance to redeem himself later by skipping the next map, though.
Right. He got a map, but he didn't get the map of shame. That's later. LordAlu doing the... I didn't see. Did he do proper jumpy, or did he do the pseudo jumpy?
I'm not quite sure. I was looking at JC's screen as he makes his way through to the second room of Ridley. Let's see if he successfully pulls off the diagonal, or if he goes for the normal horizontal.
I get the feeling he's going to go for a horizontal. Because the diagonal has the chance, because missing that Shine Spark is a lot costlier than missing the one in the previous room, because then you have to go through 2 door transitions and then set up the Shine Spark. Actually, that's 4 extra door transitions. That's a much costlier one to miss than the one that LordAlu missed earlier. Ooh! Oh no!
It doesn't exactly save that much time either.
Ooh, JC, nice save! Thought he was going to drop that one, but he saved it. All right, let's see if how he does on the. Are we still allowed to call it the Eagle missiles? Because Eagle got a new world record where he didn't miss that trick the first time. And JC also getting it first try. Yeah, if anyone tells that trick is difficult, you saw it here today, folks. It's easy every time.
That trick is free.
All right, LordAlu's setting up for the Brinstar Super Ball Spark here. Let's see if he decides to do it for the slightly faster strat or the slightly safer strat. All right, he's going for the safety strats, which is fine. It's only a tiny bit slower, and it's not likely to run into any of the rippers if you do it that way. So Can't blame him. And now he's going to be doing that late Brinstar cleanup.
So he'll make his way to the last E-Tank of Brinstar in the rooms directly before the Variasuit. But as mentioned earlier, we don't collect the Variasuit since Charlie gives it to us for free.
Yeah. The game pretty much assumes that you made it this far, you have it, so it just gives it to you. So we're just like, yeah, sure, then in that case, we'll just skip it. No sense in going to get it. Fortunately, this is LordAlu's last chance to get trolled by the bugs. Oh, interesting screw attack strats in that room. I've never seen that. Okay, let's see what happens with the bugs. Are they going to break the balls quickly?
Certainly, the first ball is pretty instantaneous.
Yeah, actually, you got pretty good bugs there. Now, JC, going into that first puzzle room.
Bomb strats.
Oh no! It takes a tumble. That's all right. All right, let's see if he can redeem himself with the ball jump. Nah, he's not even. He's taking it safe. Just taking the launcher. He's good. He'll be taking on Ridley in a moment here. Although his supers are a little bit lower than LordAlu's were, so
it'll be a slightly longer fight.
Yeah.
However, he may still get a drop from the side hoppers.
Yeah, it looks like he opted to kill him to see if they'd get the drops. No such luck, though, but 6 is still plenty. Because remember, any percent does it with 4 supers and missiles, and that's still a joke of a fight, so... We're not worried for his safety, we're just worried for this, we're worried for the frames. Worried for the frames.
It'll be 25 missiles to kill Ridley, as well as the 5 supers.
Alright, LordAlu, you saw him wall jumping up there. That's actually one of the more challenging bits of doing early Brinstar cleanup, because since you don't have screw attack, you have to actually bomb jump past those rippers, and it's not easy. I think I pulled it off once, and I was like, yeah, no, late Brinstar for me.
Yeah, you also can't wall jump there because you have the power. You haven't obtained the power grip yet. So
That's
now
right.
We're getting the long beam, which is supposed to be the second item you pick up, but it's out of the way, so we don't collect it until now.
LordAlu has now become Destroyer of Worlds. His shots reach the edge of the screen. JC, unfortunately, having a less than ideal Ridley there. Ideally, you want to kill Ridley before he starts flying up and doing his next attack cycle, but at least he's dead. Didn't get any super drops though. Ridley is just being really stingy with those drops.
Who's going to Torian with 11 super missiles? Let's see how his Metroids treat him today. Hopefully he'll be looking for primarily super missile drops, but towards the end, they start giving less and less, at least from my experience.
Metroids are trolls, man. This is not much you can do about it. But he's in great shape going into Turian, so let's see how the luck treats him. The important number here is 4. You don't want to fall below 4 supers, because 4 super missiles are what you need to kill Mother Brain quickly. Usually, if you're not getting drops, once you get hit 4, you'll switch to missiles, and you want to avoid that, because it definitely takes longer to shoot 5 missiles than that 1 super. Alright, JC's probably going to stop and farm the owls on his way out, and LordAlu getting super drops already.
They'll definitely be beneficial to killing the Metroids quickly as well.
Yeah, he's doing great on supers so far. Oh no, gets grabbed.
Oh, he gets grabbed.
Metroid just wants to be your friend, LordAlu. Oh, the drops are drying up for him, though.
We still have quite a few Metroids left to kill, though.
Yeah, but he's switching to missiles now just to keep it safe, because that's something else you'll sometimes see. The final Metroid room, having supers for that room is very useful.
He gets a super, so that'll help him.
JC making his way back through Norfair, no problem. He'll be entering Brinstar and doing his Brinstar Super Ball Spark here in a moment. Alright, here we go. Here's the big Metroid room. Oh, super drops. Yes, please.
We still have 3 Metroids left to kill. Let's see if they drop any of the supers.
At this point, getting supers are just kind of a bonus, because you can use them to kill the Zebatites faster, they only take 7 missiles, but if you happen to be super lucky and get 8 supers, you can just use 4 missiles and blow up Mother Brain's tank. So, but in this case, looks like she's just going to be using the 4 on Mother Brain herself. JaySee's setting up for the ball spark. Let's see if he gets it. Alright, got the setup. Now let's see if he's going to do the swag strats.
By the Ripper. Oh, he's doing the safety strats.
Yeah, no problem there. Getting those supers. Alright, getting into the safety position. Oh, takes a bit of a tumble into the lava, though.
He's alright, though.
Yeah, what you want to do here is you want to shoot 4 missiles and a super, and that'll make her shoot her laser, then you repeat 4 times, and that, just like that, she's done.
So now let's see how LordAlu's escape is.
Yeah, as an added bonus, though, if you run against Mother Brain while she's blowing up, you actually gain Shine Charge that way. So now, you manage to get the
do a
little
nice
escape spark. Yeah. An okay climb, Oh, JaySee getting stuck on the ledge there. Trolled by the power grip. Oh, JaySee opted to get the far right set of missiles first before going for the very energy tank. Don't see that too often. And LordAlu entering the ship at about 41 minutes, not too shabby.
Now we have, for LordAlu, he will be doing the suitless sequence, where he will not have access to any of his prior weaponry, so it will be slightly more difficult than if he were to have his suit.
Yeah, so the interesting thing about Suitless, though, is that it's completely different style of gameplay. It's all stealth, and it's completely movement-based. But the cool thing about it is that the pirates will always move the same way if you always do the same thing. So it's purely execution. So if your execution is good, you will always have a good Suitless. You're not going to get RNG'd for more than maybe like a second.
Let's see if LordAlu picks up the map Shame in just a moment.
Alright, JaySee getting the very energy tank, and he's going to be heading up Turian here in a moment.
He'll now be heading his way to the last missile of Brinstar before picking up the long beam.
Yeah. Here's the thing. LordAlu is definitely a few minutes ahead at the moment, but there's still plenty of tricks and cleanup that can close the gap, so...
Certainly the Shine Spark train immediately after defeating Charlie.
Yes, or Glass Tube, for that matter. Well, that's definitely one we don't want to talk about when we get there, because that's definitely an important trick. Alright, LordAlu going into the Space Pirate Mothership. Can he avoid the true final boss? Or will he be forced to bow his head in shame? No shame today. Use that jump extend. Here's the map. Alright, now you'll see he's actually taking an energy refill here, because save points in this mothership will refill your health. It's technically faster to not take that refill in 100% runs if you're doing world record attempts, but it's also essentially one-shot death mode if you do that, so it makes a lot more sense to take that refill. And that's why you'll pretty much see everyone take it.
JaySee is now entering Turian. We'll see how his luck treats him today.
Yep, LordAlu coming up on the first possible time save here, the tripwire skip. The very tight window of somersaulting and wall jumping when you break that wall, and he gets it. Nicely done. That's not a huge time loss, but but you have to wait here at this door for the gate in the other room to open if you trip that wire. So you waste a few seconds, although it's not huge. All right,
certainly one you don't want to be missing.
Yeah. Yeah, to be honest though, if you're learning this game and you're doing suitless, the first thing you want to focus on is just having clean movement and your wall jumps, because you don't want to be taking a lot of hits. Because just getting bodied by space pirates does a lot of damage. JaySee seems to be having good luck with the super drops so far. Let's see if that continues. This is what happens when I open my mouth and say these things, and I'm just getting health drops. I'm sorry, JaySee. Please forgive me.
Now we have Border Patrol.
Yep, he's not going for the fast searchlights, though. Can't say I blame him, though. That's one that's definitely a lot more costly to miss than you save by getting it. Oh, getting a super drop off that last Metroids.
We still have 2 more Metroid rooms to go, though, for JC.
Yeah.
There's
He's
quite
making
a
sure
few
work.
more opportunities for supers.
Absolutely. Oops, LordAlu dropping that wall jump. Thankfully, it's not one of the costly spots to drop it, but definitely lost a few seconds on that. Oh, JC getting the hug of death.
This is the most awkward room to get hugged.
Absolutely, and that's the thing about bombs in Zero Mission. They have an enormous blast radius, which makes it great for bomb jumping. But the downside is that if you're trying to bomb to get away from Metroid and you drop 2, you'll more often than not break free and then bomb yourself right back into it. All right, coming up on the single wall jump that's very costly to miss. Ooh, LordAlu, be careful. You don't want to drop this jump, because if you do, you have to go. You often have to take the long way through that room. That's a very costly mistake.
So JC now at Mother Brain. Let's see how he's able to do.
20 missiles to break the tank. So let's see. Man, those Rinkas just really have his number, it looks like. Gets into position really cleanly. Doesn't fall into the lava like LordAlu did. Very nice. Speaking of LordAlu, did you see if he got the setup for Sam Strat?
I don't think he did.
He did not get it. The alarm would have turned off by that point if he had gotten it. Sam Strat is if you shoot that pirate when you go into that room that he was just in, and then you don't get noticed by the pirate falling down, the alarm turns off and you don't have to duck into the save room coming up here, which saves you a grand total of half a second. Meanwhile, JC giving Mother Brain the business and doing his escape, getting the shine spark. Very nice escape. Very nice climb on that shaft.
Excellent escape up to the elevator.
LordAlu chasing the fake powerbomb tank, and JaySee87 meanwhile
Failing to obtain it.
JC doing his part to help destroy the planet long before Super Metroid by just using missiles everywhere.
So now JC has to sit through a fairly long cutscene. That is just over a minute.
Which is pretty good timing, though, because LordAlu is actually coming up on Charlie here in a minute. He's almost done with Suitless. He had a pretty good Suitless, in fact. Had one or two missed dropped wall jumps, but otherwise pretty clean. Hasn't taken any hits and got the tripwire skip.
So Charlie
can jump the platforms instead of the wall jump. Interesting.
Charlie himself can be very trolly. He's one of the few parts of this game, besides I guess the Metroids themselves, that are completely RNG determined on how fast the fight is.
Yeah, I mean, you can run into him or shoot him during the sections where it hurts you in order to get him to do it a little bit faster. But I'm honestly still not sure if that's just hearsay or that's actually proven by facts. But yeah, Charlie. The thing with Charlie is you can only hit him when his little ball thing has this certain pattern in it, and if you shoot it any other time, you take damage. And there's no way of knowing how long it's going to take him to put it back out. So if you get lucky, he'll do it quickly. You hit it 4 times, the fight's over. If you decide to start floating around like a dingus, then you just have to wait, and there's not a thing you can do. Oh, and you have to keep moving too, because otherwise he shoots you with lightning, because that's just a thing he does.
The fight does get more hectic as it goes on. So
yeah,
let's see how LordAlu is able to deal with Charlie today.
Meanwhile, JC, starting Metal Gear Samus, will he be able to avoid the shame? Let's see. Got so much going on. Don't know where to look. Oh no, JC!
No!
Oh no!
Picks up both maps.
The shame is palpable.
And he chooses to go for the heal.
I can't blame that. That's totally. Oh, and LordAlu getting the most important glitch in the game. Now we'll have, when you switch back, we'll have glitched shots, and oh hey, look, free Variasuit.
Obviously, the Variasuit is disappeared from its original location.
Obviously. All right, but don't just because now he is a machine of ultimate destruction does not mean that you're in the clear. Because right from the get-go, one of the more challenging Shine Spark chains in the game is coming up here. First, JaySee. Oh, no tripwire skip, sadly. All right, here we go. It gets the super missiles on the right, and then has to do multiple chains of Shine Sparks into the next room, and you'll see. It's quite a sight. So far, so good.
Let's see if he's able to pull it off.
Oh, he's looking good so far.
This last Shine Spark before we get.
Oh no! Oh, that's unfortunate. He got the hard part and then just dropped the charge at the end there. You see why it's so costly, because then you have to go all the way back to this room, then you have extra room transitions, and ideally he would have been able to duck again and hold the charge there, and then just drop to the next platform below to get the energy tanks. But now he's just going to do it Oh no, LordAlu! Having some trouble with the crouches there.
Perfect opportunity for JaySee to start saving time. Let's see if JaySee goes for, he messes up the jump, so he does not have the opportunity to go for quick border patrol.
As it turns out, he actually made it up there at around the time you want to be up there, so he actually did okay on time. That's probably not really a net loss for him. Yeah, it's actually, that's the challenging thing about that Shine Spark there, is that if you're Shine Sparking sideways and you're not holding the direction you're moving, you'll just bonk on the incline. You have to be holding left there and then immediately crouch. It's a very tight window. The laws of Shine Sparking are strict but fair. And very unforgiving sometimes. There we go.
So he's finally able to go grab the E-Tank. And now he will go grab a super missile tank and start making his way up to where he will get the power bombs.
Yes. Like Eagle mentioned earlier today, power bombs are kind of weird in this game, and you get them really late because you almost think the designers didn't know where they wanted to put them in this game because the original game didn't have them. But at the same time, they're extremely important because you don't get that many of them, but you need almost every single one of them in order to not have to go and refill them. Power bomb management becomes what missile management was in Crate earlier.
There was a mandatory where we refill right after picking them up, since we need them for a few strats.
Oh no, JaySee! Oh, JaySee, be careful! Be careful! This is not a room where you want to take a spill. Okay, he's just going up safe. Yeah, that's one nice thing about 100%. Any percent, he would have been good there.
Now let's see if JaySee goes for Sam strats.
Does not. I think he's probably gonna opt. He might opt to take a refill in that save room you duck into, just to be safe. And honestly, I couldn't blame him because those guys do a lot of damage, and this late in the game, you don't want to be taking chances.
These rooms in the Space Pirate Mothership can be very laggy, so sometimes it might be best to just kill some of the pirates.
Alright, yeah, JaySee taking the refill, and I would have done the same thing in his shoes, so there is no shame in that, not at all. LordAlu getting that swag diagonal missile. Surprisingly difficult to get from that upper platform. Very tight window, but he gets it. Alright, and man, LordAlu really laying into that worker robot. Those worker robots, they're indestructible. You gotta move them out of the way. Ideally with supers, so they moves them further, but usually only takes 3. But he took a few more than that. I think he might have some frustrations about those dropped wall jumps earlier. Doing the charge shot to blow out more blocks so you don't have to spend as much time bombing. Did a few frames there. And JaySee doing the wall jump. Oh no!
Oh, he
oh
takes
no!
a dip, but is able to recover.
Oh, that is one of the worst places you can drop, because there are so many pirates down there, but he recovers. Nicely done,
So now
JaySee.
JaySee's Charlie. Let's see how his fight goes.
Fortunately, you have to wait for that gate to open, but okay. He's going to Charlie here in a moment, and then he too will become the destroyer of worlds.
Struggling to get the wall jumps up to Charlie, though.
Yeah, thankfully, though, he's going to be... Once he gets space jump, wall jumps are less important. And LordAlu now has the big boom. And he's going to be so excited he's going to be using both of them pretty much immediately.
So surprisingly, after obtaining the space jump, you actually lose the ability to wall jump, which is different from Super Metroid, where you retain your ability to wall jump after getting the space jump.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because space jump is also kind of finicky. Sometimes you think you got it, and then you just drop it and you start falling. It takes a lot of just practice to be able to use it effectively. Even this sometimes just doesn't work.
It's also slightly slower.
All right. LordAlu dropping the powerbomb in that room to open up the shortcut, and JaySee getting ready to take on Charlie. So far, so good. Oh, no.
Ooh, I was about to say that was a very, very lucky Charlie fight, but he misses the last shot.
Which is easier to do than you might think. It's those sometimes they come out of nowhere and you're not in a good spot to get it, and then you just gotta wait. And Charlie just has a way of ruining your day sometimes. All right, LordAlu, let's see, he gets trolled by the worker robot. Nope, it turns off. That worker robot has a bad habit of moving back to the right, and when it does that, you're just kind of stuck. You have to wait for it. And no one likes to wait in a speed run, especially not the runners. But he's coming up on the mandatory refill here, and that means he's coming up on Glass Tube, one of the more important tricks in cleanup.
It's one of the most punishing tricks in the game.
Yes, it's the timing is very tight on the Shine Spark, and well, you'll see in a moment. Yeah, there's a glass tube that we ran through a couple of times. You have to drop a power bomb to break it.
JaySee now with the long Shine Spark chain.
Yep. Oh man, Shine Spark tricks on both sides. LordAlu's setup looks pretty good. And he gets it. LordAlu gets glass tube. Nicely done. Wait. Okay, yeah. JaySee getting that Shine Spark first try. Nicely done.
Both tricks were very successful.
Yeah. The only arguably downside to glass tube is that you don't get a chance to get those another powerbomb tank early. So now you have to pray for powerbomb drop in the room that LordAlu is in right now, which is not likely. Because getting a powerbomb in this room means that you don't have to do a really obnoxious sequence of Shine Sparks in criteria, and it looks like he's not going to get that chance. Because if you have an extra power bomb, you need 3. If you have a third power bomb, you can break blocks in the floor and do the room as intended, which is a lot easier and actually faster than what you're going to be seeing LordAlu doing here in a few moments.
This is one of the most difficult tricks in the game. I think this trick is slightly harder than the Ridley rooms.
But yeah, doing this without the extra power bomb is definitely a difficult trick. Let's see if he... Yeah, oh, he's doing it this way, alright. You're gonna see him hang on to that charge for 2 more rooms, and it's not easy. You see those two blocks on the floor, you could break them with a power bomb. Instead, he's going to be doing 2 more extra Shine Sparks with a ball spark and then sparking through the door. And so far, so good. That was the challenging part. Let's see if he can get the last couple here.
He does.
Breaks the blocks, and nice.
He's able to also place himself well for the diagonal spark to be able to get the power bomb.
Yeah, the placement of that is surprisingly tight. If you're a little bit too far to the left or a little bit too far to the right, you might not break that last block in front of the power bomb blocks. Then you have to do the setup all over again. And he's heading back
Fortunately,
to Turian.
you won't have to do the long spark chain because you broke the speed boost platforms to the left.
And he gets the space boost. Nice. No bonking there. Straight through all those walls.
So now we have Torian space boost, and we will also pick up a super missile.
Yes. You also get to see the only room where you have the green goop. The green goop being one of the few things that hurts you as gravity suit, and it only appears in that room. Alright, one thing to note. JC, you saw him shoot diagonally up and to the left there? That's I didn't say it when LordAlu did it. That activates that robot early. Otherwise, you have to wait for him to activate before you can shoot him and move him out of the way. There is a reason that they're doing that diagonal shot. And LordAlu going for the space boost.
Gets it without much trouble at all.
Very clean, easy every time. JC
missing a block.
Did he do a charge shot? I don't know. He may not have done the charge shot, because that should have hit all the blocks if he did.
LordAlu will now be making his way down to Kraid to pick up the 3 missile tanks he missed on his way the first time.
He's getting trolled a little bit by the power grip there again. But making his way to power bombs. He's going to be there in just a minute or two here. Actually, even less. He's moving through real quick. Alright, LordAlu going back into Brinstar. Time for a throwback. Hey, it's the start of the game again.
Except this time, we're fully powered.
Yep. Alright, JC having the power of big explosions. Taking advantage of it immediately, as he should. Alright, Kraid cleanup is not terribly difficult because now you have the benefit of all these weapons and great power-ups. No more diagonal bomb jumping. That's for plebs. He just gonna shine spark through the lava like a boss. Look at him go. Drops a bomb there to break that block and just ball spark straight back out.
Very nicely done.
While JC open up that shortcut, I'm gonna head back. Yeah, both variations having some pretty clean movement right now.
Perfectly dropped straight onto the missile tank.
So
LordAlu is now dropping into the lava pit we chose not to drop into earlier. To grab the final missile before making his way to Norfair.
Yeah, so you might remember those green flying, I don't even remember what they're called. You don't want to get knocked by those into the lava because you wind up in that room, and that's just a huge time loss. You do not want that. Alright, LordAlu heading into Norfair.
Let's see if LordAlu once again picks up the Ross strats.
Yes, JC hopefully not going to get trolled by this robot. Please don't troll. Alright. Yeah, I'm pretty sure at this point it's a rite of passage that you are truly an accomplished zero mission runner when you get strats named after you.
So now we have the up and coming Norfair Space Boost or the Norfair Shine Spark. I expect both of these players to go for the Shine Spark rather than the Space Boost.
Yeah, the space boost is pretty tight. If you're good at space boosting, then it's not that difficult. But screwing it up is pretty costly. It's a very long room. You have to stop right there because there's a little block on the floor that's actually a speed booster block, and and you'll fall through the floor. Get in the Shine Spark.
I don't blame him for going for the Shine Spark.
All right, JC coming up on glass 2. Let's see if he does it. Go get him, JC. Alright, gets the setup fine. Let's see. Looks good. Oh no! Okay.
He's good.
He got it. Nicely done, JC. Getting that. Ooh! Doesn't even do the ledge grab, just goes right on up.
Saving a few frames.
All right, and if he can get that power bomb drop, he'll save a few more seconds with that one too. That definitely makes the that
And a
criteria
lot of
power bomb tank
difficulty
less
as well.
stressful to get. Yeah. All right, LordAlu getting that shine spark, no problem. That is the longer of the two Norfair potential space boosts. There's a shorter one later, but that one just because it looks cool. This is the one that saves the time. Oh, he gets the power bomb drop. Luck is with JC this time.
Now he will not have to do the very, very difficult Shine Spark chain. It will now be much shorter and faster.
Yes. All right, LordAlu going back to get... Remember that missile tank that you might have seen them fly past when they were escaping Ridley? Getting it now. And as an added bonus, the game developers are kind enough to give us all these screw attack blocks around here. This is also where you go back and get those John missiles if you missed them the first time, but they both got it, because they're really good at this game, so no problems there. JC not quite getting the full space boost over to where the missiles are, but that's okay. LordAlu setting up for that tutorial spark. So named because if you sit around and let the game play itself for a while, it shows you this trick. It still looks cool, even though it's not that hard to do, but it looks cool.
Nothing's better than seeing Samus just destroy a bunch of stuff in her morph ball form without actually doing anything. Ooh, that's a time loss.
Yeah, I think he was probably trying to do the shine spark on that top incline, but was a little bit too high and just flew to the left. You can see though, with those two blocks there gone, if he had missed this without those blocks gone, he'd have to go all the way back to the water room and do a long chain again. So this is definitely the more preferable one to miss. You have to miss one of them. Oh, a little bit too low, I think. Yeah. But the good news is he already broke those blocks. He doesn't have to go all the way back now. He can just do the charge right here. LordAlu going for the second Shine Spark trick in this room. Drop a power bomb right there and go for the missile tank. And, ooh, didn't even take the safety strat. Just gets it straight out. And JC getting that diagonal ball spark. Just seeing fancy tricks on both screens. I just don't know which one I want to look at right now.
Now LordAlu's re-entering Chozodia to get the most out-of-the-way item in the game.
Yep. Hey, remember one of those final rooms where we were crawling through, where Suitless Samus was crawling through tunnels, and there are multiple tunnels? Yeah, there's power bombs in there. And that is quite a bit of a detour. Which is why they say that if you're going to go for the 99% world record, skip those power bombs, please. Speaking of power bombs, they still gotta be careful, keep an eye on that number, because power bombs are still kind of tight here. If you have extras, you can do some cool stuff, but otherwise, you do not want to drop an extra power bomb. Otherwise, you're gonna have to go to a save room to refill them, and that's gonna cost you.
It's convenient that there's a save point fairly nearby, but it's still a large time loss.
Yeah, because the power bomb that LordAlu has right now, he needs it to break open 2 sets of blocks in the shaft right before the out-of-the-way power bomb tank. Meanwhile, JC... Oh no! JC, I'm so sorry! Missing the Turian space boost right at the end. Yeah, if LordAlu didn't have this power bomb, though, in the next room, he would have to go all the way back to the save room. So, gotta keep your eye on that count. And JC going for this shine. Come on, JC, you got this. Oh, he got that.
Yes, he gets it.
Nice.
So now JC will be making his way back to Kraid.
Alright, funny thing about that out-of-the-way powerbomb tank, though, you'd think that's the one that you would miss while you're learning, but no, not at all. It's so far out of the way that there's no way you forget about it. Speaking of forgetting items, as far as I can tell, I've noticed them getting every single thing, so I don't see a problem so far, but the way we'll know for sure is when we get to Iron Ted, because the final boss, Iron Ted, He's normally you down him with 6 super missiles. He's like nothing. But when you have 100% of the items, triple health, more attacks, and just yeah, definitely feels like a different fight. So
absolutely, a final boss with triple health and double damage.
Yeah, so we'll know when we get there if both
Still,
races are in
he's
good
fairly
shape.
predictable and not too hard to beat, though.
Yeah, strats are a little bit different though, as it turns out. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. LordAlu getting note about the powerbomb tank he's getting right here. If this powerbomb tank here, if you miss the glass tube trick, getting this powerbomb is actually a really good strat because then you don't have to worry about that complicated series of shine sparks and criteria. You don't even have to worry about worrying about those random drops in that room. You just have 2 power bombs, playing it safe. Otherwise, this is where you get it right here, where LordAlu just did. Can't shine a spark up this room though.
So LordAlu is now on his way back to where he started the suitless section, where he will pick up the last 2 items of the game before getting the last E-tank for Shine Spark E-tank or Space Jump E-tank, whichever the players will choose to go for.
Yep.
It's fairly out of the way, but I wouldn't say it's quite as out of the way as the previous item that we went to collect.
Yeah, at this point there's just, I want to say, 1 powerbomb tank and then the E-tank that missing it in an actual world record attempt just kind of makes you want to cry. You're just like, no, it's the last item, and you just got trolled.
We also have the super missile tank.
Oh right, the super missile tank in the ceiling. Thank you. I think it's one of those things where while you're playing, you just kind of go into autopilot and just remember where to get things. But when unless you stop and think about it, you don't actually remember the exact number of things you have to get sometimes.
When you get close to the end, you kind of want to start counting them down, though.
All right, now LordAlu has map skip 2 electric boogaloo. Is he going to get it? No problem. Skips that map a second.
He absolutely does. But he's unable to get the rest of the space boost.
Well, he has to stop for the super missile tank, it works out just fine. And this is that last power bomb you need. If you don't have this power bomb here, you have to go back to that save room. Thankfully, it's nearby, but you'd still rather not. Door transitions. That's what I think. I want to say 2 or 3 seconds that you'd rather not have to add onto your real time.
Well, I feel like you'd be aware of whether you have enough super power bombs, so you would just stop at the save point beforehand.
Right, aware of your ammo count. Yes, yes. No comment. Alright, JC getting that Norfair Shine Spark, no problem. The setup's a little bit different. I've never quite seen that setup used, but it works. Works fine. LordAlu now using a power bomb instead of a charge beam shot to blow out those blocks because he can. Opting for 2 missiles on that floating electric ball thing instead of a super. Okay.
Now LordAlu gets to once again use the shortcut he created earlier in the run.
All right, now what do you think? You think he's gonna go for the space jump stretch? I think he's gonna go for the Shine Spark.
I don't think he'll go for this. He might go for it once, but I don't think he'll go for it more than once. I'm expecting just the good old Shine Spark.
Yeah, and if he happens to miss the jump to break the blocks, he'll definitely. I definitely don't think he's gonna go for the. Oh no. Yeah, Shine Spark. Looks good. Shine Spark. Opening the door, setting up for the Shine Spark into the next room after you get the energy tank. Oh, I thought he was a little bit too high there, but he gets it.
Perfectly placed. Nice.
Even though Shine Spark is easier than the space jump, it's still easy to be a little bit too high or a little bit too low if you're not careful, and then you still break the. Because if you trip those wires in there, just killing the pirates won't do it. You have to leave the room to reset it. Then you have to do the break the blocks on the floor again, and that's definitely a costly one to miss. And now it's time for Iron Ted. Let's find out. Is he going to drop in 6 supers, or is it going to be a true 100% confirmation?
It's a 100%.
All right. And you see LordAlu when Ridley's head goes when his head goes down, he jumps up to make him raise his head again so that you can shoot that weak spot and takes him out with not much trouble. While JaySee meanwhile doing the tutorial spark and looking real cool doing it.
So now LordAlu has one more trick to do.
Technically two, but the complicated trick is the spark. Well, the spark is the one you're thinking. There's also another trick you can use to save a little bit of time in the setup called Shine Break, where if you stand in a certain spot, you can actually break the blocks that you need to exit, and also store the charge. Shine Break is not necessary. It only costs you a few seconds to miss it, but he definitely does not want to be missing the spark. The spark is the much costlier of the two mistakes. Meanwhile, JaySee's setting up for the second shine spark in this room. Oh no! Accidentally sparking to the left. Meanwhile, LordAlu is setting up for Shine Break. Let's see if he gets it. Oh, he does not get it. But that's okay. He just has to run back and get the charge again.
I generally try to oh boy. He's still good though.
Yeah, JaySee gets that set up just fine. Meanwhile,
I like to consider Shine Break and the spark to be one trick though.
Okay, that's fair because they're totally linked. So it looks very cool to get them together. All right, LordAlu coming up on the. Oh wow, opting to have him take no crap from that red pirate up there, and he's taking on the final two black pirates here. He's moments away from dot dunning, and GG to LordAlu.
116.23 for LordAlu. Any predictions for what his in-game time will be?
Not a clue, because I'm actually really bad at calculating those. But JaySee still moving toward the out-of-the-way powerbomb tank. So he's only at this point only a few minutes away from finishing as well. So. And for good measure, we're going to wait and see what is in-game time and confirm percent again, because why not? We already know, but that's just it's tradition. It's tradition.
Slowly but steadily, JaySee makes his way up to the most out-of-the-way item in the game.
Yeah, he has an extra power bomb, so I'll be curious to see what he does with it. There's a couple of places you can use it to save time, so I want to see where he uses it. I think one of the more common places to use it is the room that's a couple of rooms before the map room on the return. You can drop a power bomb entering that room to kill the pirate instead of having to wait for it to come in and kill it to open the gate.
I've actually seen it used in that room that we just saw to destroy the pirates, so you don't have to stand up and kill it.
Yeah, that's actually another spot where you often see an extra power bomb used. So yeah, he definitely has a little bit of a luxury in that extra power bomb. So let's see what he decides to do with it, because he's almost finished here. He just has those last 3 items to get. Alright, he's gonna have to. Oh, 4 items, that's right. He still has to go get that powerbomb tank because he did get glass tube.
Let's see if he's able to outrun the missile.
Alright, meanwhile, LordAlu, we get to see Samus doing what Samus does, I guess, and desecrating ancient monuments. Which I guess is I guess it's better than blowing up planets. Ooh, you see, I'm taking a little bit of a snipe there on the way up.
Now we get to find out what the in-game time was for LordAlu.
Let's take a look. $55.25, not too shabby.
And of course, his rate for collecting items was 100%.
Absolutely. Alright, I don't know if LordAlu wants to come in for an interview or not. I don't see him in the voice chat, so... Alright, JC. Alright, he's got 2 extra power rounds. He's probably gonna drop one right there. Hello, LordAlu, congratulations!
Thank you very much.
Well played.
How'd you feel about your run?
Actually, I felt it went pretty well, except for the shine spark chain for the energy tank after I got the full power suit.
Yeah, that gets a lot of people. It's a tough one.
Yeah, that seemed to be the only thing that really stuck out at me. Otherwise, you had a pretty clean run there. It looked really good.
Yeah, I mean, when I picked up the power suit, I was only 6 seconds behind my PB.
Oh, nice.
Unfortunately, that chain decimated any chance of beating it, but it wasn't too bad until then.
No, not at all. And you also managed. You didn't get any power bomb drops. You had to do the obnoxious shine sparks and criteria to get that power bomb tank, and you nailed those. That was one we were always a little bit worried about.
Also nailing the all of the space boosts that you needed to do.
Yeah, it really did. Like I say, without that shine spark chain, that was a really good run for me, I think.
Yeah, most definitely. It was absolutely good enough to get you to move forward in the brackets. So congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
And good luck in the rest of your races.
Thank you.
JC is going to be up at Iron Ted here in a moment here, so he's almost done as well. You have any other thoughts you want to share? Anything else in your mind about your run?
No, not really. I was really, like I say, I was really happy with it. There wasn't really any major mistakes. Just obviously some movement stuff to work out, but otherwise I was pretty happy with it.
All right, JC is quickly ending his run. We'll see how he does, whether he chooses to go for the Space Jumpy tank or the Sparky tank.
I got the feeling he's going to go for the Spark, but yeah, we never know. At this point, if he's in the SRL and he's seen that LordAlu already done, he might opt to go for the Swag. We'll see. Both are totally valid. Jumped a little bit too early on that one. Alright, he's going to go for the Shine Spark.
He is, in fact, opting for the Shine Spark.
Alright, looks good. Should be fine.
That's about a perfect Shine Spark you can get.
Alright, let's see how Let's see how Iron Ted treats him. There really isn't too much. There isn't too much as far as RNG with Iron Ted, but just you hope he keeps his head up as much as possible.
With as much health as JC has, it might just be amusing to see him just run into Mecha Ridley just a few times before the fight actually begins.
I suppose he could do that, but opts just to take him out. Probably has a lot of frustration, and this guy is just visual representation of all of it.
Imagine how dangerous this bot would be if he was completed.
Actually, I have to kind of wonder if there's any. No, I'm giving the Metroid Riders a little bit too much credit there. I'm like, I wonder if this is any related to Meta Ridley from Prime.
Meta Ridley is actually just Ridley, though.
Yeah, he's kind of like a little bit cyborg. Alright, now JC doing his own escape. Going to be trying here in a little bit for the also get the shine break and the escape spark. We'll see.
And we'll see how he fares against the Black Pirates as well.
That's right.
The true enemies of the run.
Yeah. They're actually they can actually completely ruin your day in any percent because they hit pretty hard. But in 100%, it's just you just stand there and you just press B button with one hand and you just laugh and laugh because they can't touch you. Oh dang! Just stay on the robot, get down there and stay down there. Ooh, getting shine break and a diagonal shot.
And not getting sniped by the space pirate.
Oh no! Oh no!
Ooh,
Missing
that is
spark
an
though.
awkward way to mess up.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, the biggest reason you want to not mess that up is because of this robot here, because he's just in no particular hurry. Because
And most likely he will not have any super missiles at this point, because any super missiles you would have had would have been spent on the previous work bot.
yeah, and he's just taking us frustrations on the mothership, just shooting missiles everywhere. And I can't say I blame him. That's an unfortunate trick to mess up. That red pirate's just coming down there. But it's all good. And JC finishes with a 126.10. One pirate taking on the other pirate before he goes, though. Dang, what a race, though. Both racers doing some great work there. Some clean movements, some great tricks.
Let's see if JC is willing to come in for an interview.
Give him a second. He's probably just...
Of course. Welcome, JC.
Hello, JC.
Hi. That was rough. Got a lot of cool things and they ran for the first time to be balanced out by a bunch of other dumb stuff. No big deal.
Yeah, you nailed the glass tube though, and you got that bonus power bomb drop, so that was really nice.
I love that. It was nice.
Also nailing the perfectly shine spark E-tank at the end, so you didn't even have to fall.
Yeah, it was fun. I'm happy with that.
Alright, good.
Nope, within a minute of my PB, so not bad.
Can't complain with that.
Oh yeah.
Now let's see what your in-game time is after the credits finish rolling.
I don't even know what my in-game PB is.
Do you run in time attack or just regular?
Just regular.
Those credits take forever sometimes, I swear.
And there's
Oh,
no way
yeah.
to speed it up. Ah,
Nope.
seeing Iwata Satoru's name, it saddens me a little. I miss him greatly.
Yeah, that is one good news. And unfortunately, we were both very much lamenting the double map, but that doesn't affect your in-game time, thankfully. So
I was saying some choice words that you couldn't hear on stream.
I can only imagine.
Fortunately, of all the time losses you can have, snagging the map is by no means anywhere near the largest one.
Yeah. Not too bad.
All right, let's get that the in-game time. We have.
A 104.17.
104.17.
Fun with that. Alright.
All right, got any other final thoughts, final words for us and everyone out there?
Not really. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Link to the past randomizer is coming up on this channel pretty soon.
That's always a fun watch.
So,
You're still in that tournament, aren't you?
oh yeah, I just advanced to round 2 of the brackets last night.
You were able to
Nice.
successfully win. I wasn't able to watch the end of it.
Oh yeah, those were some fun seeds on that.
Well, definitely good luck in your second round.
Yeah,
Alright,
best of
thank
luck
you.
with that.
And thanks to both of you for putting out a great run today.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
No problem.
Oh yeah. As I already knew going in, it's like, well, unless Alu has some really bad rust things going on, he's probably gonna beat me by around 10 minutes.
And that ended up being actually pretty accurate.
Yeah, so. Not too bad. I'm happy with the runs.
That's good. Glad to hear it.
I'm
I think I'll
gonna
probably
go
finish
ahead and
it up
drop out.
for this year then. All right, thanks a bunch.
Once again, thanks to both of you for the runs.
Cheers, guys.
All right, congrats to
All right,
LordAlu for advancing, and well done, both of you. That's probably going to wrap it up for us here, though. And that's going to wrap it up for Zero Mission as well. We don't have any other races happening today, although we do have more Zero Mission happening tomorrow. Let me fill you in on that. We have 2 races tomorrow right now scheduled. We have 2 p.m. Dragon Fangs versus Mickey. That's going to be a good one. And 3 p.m. we have Laser Trap versus Null Driver, which is also going to be a good one. I'm a bit biased. I think they're all good ones myself, but
To be fair, I enjoy watching all of the races.
oh yeah, absolutely. Zero Mission's a great fun game to play and a fun game to watch, I think.
Yeah, the tricks are just so well done.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. The tricks are definitely super cool. But
The RNG is
also-
significantly less than that of other games. And there's just so much skill to it.
yeah. I think we just lost the restream, and that's fine. I don't think they can hear us anymore, but okay. I think the restreamer in the tournament thing is gone. I don't know, but that's all I was going to say. I was just going to say, as always, thanks to Feasel for putting this together, because these are always a great time, and we wouldn't be able to do it without him behind the scenes keeping it going.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Feasel.
And otherwise, I've been Crunchy. That's been Whale. And thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.
Yep. We will see you all tomorrow.